So, let's start with introducing our interviewee, Jryan, and Charlie, who is our co-host today.
Hello. Yeah. That's it. It's Jay Ryan's. Call him Joshy. It's fine.
Joshy, okay, I'll call him Joshy. Fuck it. I'm drunk enough to
Great.
do so tonight. So, all right. So, Jryan, uh,
Yes.
are you a gamer? What kind of hobbies do you have that you might find interesting to share with the audience? What kind of stuff do you like to do? Let's start with that.
Yikes. I mean, that is kind of a very broad question to ask someone. Yes, I'm a gamer. There we are. We got that. I do have quite a few hobbies involving drawing and the creative arts sort of area. So obviously they are closely linked with each other. Um, so yeah, they just basically go hand in hand with it.
All right. So let's focus on gaming for a few minutes.
Hmm.
What kind of games do you like to play?
Oh, yikes. I mean, it's is quite a diverse sort of game sort of bucket load. I've played game from Crash Bandicoot, like the classics,
I
love
remember
those.
that stuff when I was a kid, man. That was great.
Yeah, it's definitely nostalgic, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Especially when you play the old ones and then you play the remastered ones. And then I also play stuff like Ark Survival Ascended, Star Wars Battlefront, World of Warcraft, Destiny 2. Oh, the full shabam as well. All the competitive try-hard games occasionally. Other than Ark, that's just mainly just surviving with dinosaurs and not
So
getting in.
let's ask this question: what do you think of Arc 2 coming out with Vin Diesel? I believe is his name. Who is
Yeah, it's Vin Diesel who is going to be one of the main characters in it due to the end of. I think it was introduced at the end of Ark Survival Evolved Genesis 2 map, but introduced how obviously the storyline progressed to the point where you shut down the element, which caused the whole entire storyline in the first place. And basically, he was the main character. He came out of the pods, hence why Arc 2 obviously takes place once all of the arcs have returned back to Earth, and it's the aftermath from all the mass devastation of the Earth becoming whole again and also healing. But Arc 2, as a general game that's going to come out, I think people are getting too roped around Ark Survival Ascended at the moment. So people have kind of, I believe, just forgotten about Arc 2. It's kind of been hushed into the background. Obviously, been a lot of work. Um, Remastering Ark Survival Evolved on Unreal Engine is taking a lot of time. So I believe it's going to be a little while before we even get to see proper gameplay of Arc 2.
all right? And for those that are watching and wondering why we have no background on my stream, it's just because we needed to do this interview quickly, and we will edit it to where we will have a background. So my apologies for that. So I hope you
Unless you can
guys.
put something on the screen in the meantime, of course.
I can. 1 second. Let me.
Wonderful.
I'll put Worm online for a second.
Well, I'm online. Okay.
Yeah, it's just something so that people don't see. All
Let's
right.
see the horrific stuff.
I know, right?
The true horrors.
Just a black void of
Alright,
nothingness and words.
one
Yeah.
second.
If you stare long into the abyss stares back into you.
Exactly, it stares into your soul. See, Fat Willie.
Uh,
I have no
okay, yeah.
idea what that means.
So Josh, here's a question from me to you. So what's kept you going with Ark all these years? You're obviously a devout follower of
Um,
building and whatnot, and
yeah,
yeah,
Arc is
it's a big thing for you. I know that. So
It's obviously growing up, I had a passion
Okay, so
for
we got it.
dinosaurs
All right.
and history itself. From as far as I can remember, I was in, I don't know, dinosaur welly boots and dungareens to, I don't know, always
All
wanting a
right.
type of dinosaur survival game where you can either play a dinosaur or survive alongside them. And then obviously Ark came out as a beta game tested by Wildcard, which back in the day was a very rustic game, very unrefined, but as time progressed, they sort of built a storyline to it, which is a nice approach, to be honest, because everyone wanted a dinosaur game where you can run in and shoot and build bases, and who doesn't like building whatever you like on a derelict sort of landscape that you have no idea what it is, you know?
Absolutely. There's such a it's such a like a popular game genre nowadays. I mean, the game that you currently see here on the screen. This is Worm, and it follows that same kind of like build anything you want kind of like survival mentality. So there are so many games out there currently which are really successful in that aspect. Of course, some more than others, and also some take more deviations following certain paths.
Mm.
So yeah, no,
Yeah, that's it's it like with with obviously Ark now these days as well. It's like as you said beforehand, um obviously testing it out yourself as well, and obviously experiencing it yourself as well.
mm,
I guess it's not very easy to get into, but once you get into it, it can be somewhat peaceful and rewarding because you get that type of satisfaction of seeing your progress. Um, but it can be wiped away in a second, depending on what sort of game mode you play. You know, you can like if you play PvP, yeah, on Ark especially, you're gonna get raided on and murdered all the time by other people swooping in with dinosaurs and eating you, or destroying your base and meshing and powering everywhere. But then you've got the PvE aspect, which is more sort of player environment sort of. Obviously, it is player versus environment sort of aspect, so you don't have the threat of constantly worrying about people. Um, but the huge part of the game for me is the building. Like obviously, a lot of people go into Ark thinking, oh, you know, let's kill stuff, let's go looting, let's go destroying stuff, tame the best creatures, spending like literally all day of like real life time just raising a baby from just a small pixel to an even bigger pixel, you know?
absolutely, yeah. Hang on, I mean, Ark is one of those really expansive games, of course, where you can just like essentially you can do anything. I mean, I remember suffering the loss of a dodo. Ah, right, the very first dodo and Dodette. Oh, big stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It was Dodo and Dodette with a parasol on a raft across the ocean, singing Moana.
we did a wonderful job. Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. Wow, and of course these sort of games that they are created to make memories like that. You agree with that?
yeah. I do agree with it because obviously games like Arcade have came a such a long way in terms of content and things you can do, animals you can tame, and it's memories of just you and your mates getting on one day from I don't know a hard day at work or a long day at obviously education. And you get home and you kill your mates on like a dinosaur game, basically just reliving everyone's childhood, just enjoying the moments, you know, just chilling out in someone's like back garden they've made an art, chilling out with a raptor because who doesn't want that?
I wholeheartedly hope that dinosaurs weren't part of my childhood, quite frankly.
I do.
Especially more in the real life sense, So, so of course, so yeah, Frank. So, what's the next question for?
All right. So, have you ever played a game called Rust?
Oh, I I have seen gameplays of Rust, and I believe I saw my mate play it a few times, but I haven't personally played it. But I know it's got a type of Ark slash Daisy sort of feeling to it. Is it not? Like it's
Yes,
got
it's
the
kind of
survival
like
base building.
our Daisy is. It has uh, the radiation, the scarcity of materials and stuff like that. You know, it's like
Yeah,
one of those things where, like, if you have the right wind, you can do it well. If you have the right situation, you can do it well. But 9 times out of 10, you're just gonna be boned. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I know what you mean. Because like then type of get like Rust reminds me quite a lot of obviously Scum. If you've ever played
I've heard of
uh
Scum. I've actually beta tested that for like one scenario of it, but uh, go ahead. Sorry.
that's alright, man. That's a like Scum. Like Scum's alright game. Obviously, you get your radiation, your obviously zombies and that, and you know the survivability of that. And obviously they have an Easter egg in that as well from the Walking Dead franchise as well, which is the prison season. They've actually got the prison from the Walking Dead in the Scum map. It's in the Arctic. Um, and then another game that reminds me of Rust, which is also quite a zombie-based game. It's 7 Days to Die.
Ah,
Hell, yes, we all know about 7 Days to Die. The sad excuse for a game on Xbox, unfortunately, because it got neglected and then left behind in updates. But on PC, it's definitely came a long way. It's a good
gotcha.
fun game, and slightly terrifying. Um,
So, what kind of PvP MMOs have you been into? Like, have you ever done anything like that at this point, or
well, I mean,
what's your jam when it comes to MMOs at this point?
um, what we would like just PvP games.
PvP, crafting games, things that just kind of jive with your personality. What what really brings out the personality in you? Let's ask that.
Oh, who's the person for me? Well, Ark, definitely one of them because I get to express myself and my obviously my ideas with building and creating stuff on Ark as well. I get to express myself through that, which also creates real life inspiration for myself because I'm currently trained to be an architect as well.
Oh,
So games that allow me to express my creativity help my sort of inspiration for real life, which is
so Minecraft
um,
is definitely right up your alley then.
oh yeah, Minecraft's definitely an all-time classic. Yeah,
It
especially here
sounds
my
like
big
it
brother.
holds a special place in your heart, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, it's one of those games that everyone sort of bashes out for like 3 months straight. Everyone gives up for like a year, then comes back to it.
right.
It's such a fun thing to be able to do, you know. Like, Josh, I know fine well that me and you have like probably invested multiple hours into just Minecraft in a way, and I think that's such a wonderful thing about the Minecraft series in general is the fact that you can just lose days.
Yeah,
Just
Not
days,
just days, not
yeah,
just days, days, weeks, and months, sometimes even years, creating this world that nobody else has created before. It's like something that it's just
yeah,
so reminiscent of like
it's like gaming Lego.
exactly.
gaming
It's
Lego.
reminiscent
Yeah.
of Legos, as Charlie said. So
No. Yeah, but so it's nice really because I said about yourself with Minecraft, all that. It's I think everyone has a common ground with Minecraft, you know, because I guess it also has a very competitive aspect as well to it, because everyone's showcasing their builds and their monuments, and people building massive palaces, probably the size of the map, aquariums that range from wall to wall from like 30 by 30 blocks, and you know, oh, it's the creativity on Minecraft is endless. Like I remember when it first came out from Xbox, and you got the very original intro map with the nether portal in the sign of the Minecraft symbol, the how grass used to have black brackets around it when you try to mine it. Oh,
Yeah, wow, yeah, really reminiscent of that. So what do you? So on the subject of Minecraft, then, like, of course, because like, I know fine well that you've experienced the Xbox version first before the PC version. Like, so what's your thought about their direct comparison when it comes to potentially moving from the Xbox version into the PC version? Like, what's like tell me more about your mindset on that because but I know my own one, but I want to know what
Good
you think.
question.
Yeah. I guess my mindset from Minecraft from Xbox to PC, it is very different because obviously you're on Windows and Xbox, then you're on Java on PC. Not unless you play Windows on PC as well. But the two massive differences the mods. The mods definitely make or break the game from PC and Xbox. Obviously, Xbox are only quite new to putting mods on Xbox now because obviously the Xbox consoles themselves are getting stronger and they can actually handle mods. Um, and Me personally playing Minecraft on PC, it does have that nice quality to it because you get to experience a little bit more, like creativity, like more skin packs, different environments, different structures as well. It gives you a Terraria-esque sort of vibe on the Java edition PC
Yeah,
with the nice
absolutely,
stuff
yeah.
you can include. With Xbox, once you've played Java for the first time, you're like, oh, Xbox doesn't have this, this, and this, and this, but it still has this, this, and this. Obviously, them two are always going to try and be like each other, obviously by the same make, obviously Minecraft. But as I said, Java is definitely going to be ahead of Windows Edition for a little while until Windows Edition can catch up with the capacity and load module for mods.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the way in which Minecraft is going to go to is ultimately I believe that any console versions of Minecraft are going to be behind on their development. However, who knows? Of course, the PC versions, I think there will be a stagnation where they can't add any more until there is going to be a catch-up period. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I know, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Alright, so if I may ask real quick, what's your thoughts on the Ender Dragon, Jryan?
The fourth and the Ender Dragon. Oh, what, like when everyone at the very end of the game has their fully entwined, like climbing on netherite armor, going up to kill this dragon that explodes into twinkle dust. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a pinnacle moment, especially when everyone just sits there and cheeses it now with beds at the bottom of the dragon, and then shoot the catalyst with all the bows and knock its health down. But yeah, the Ender Dragon. The Ender Dragon is I guess, a good boss, and I remember when it first came out, years ago now, cakes, and it
So,
was such a hype moment for everyone,
yeah. So I got a question for you. If you could take down the Ender Dragon and you could choose your team and what fittings and outfits and stuff like that you could find, what would be your ideal team to take down the Ender Dragon?
Like people in general, just a team.
Yeah, if they got all your gear, put it on, and they wanted to take down the Ender Dragon with you, like what would be the ideal loadout that you could do for a team
Oh,
to take it
definitely a
on?
bow. Obviously you were definitely in a bow because, like, enchanted bows, yeah, flame, like obviously infinity, full netherite armor because obviously it's the strongest, and enchanted because everyone is obviously gonna enchant the netherite armor because it's cheaper. Obviously between diamond and netherite. Not, I believe they changed that in recent updates. But yeah, just sword, your classic style of axes, swords, bows, and maybe probably sprinkle in there a few potions and maybe a trident. Who knows? Like just get creative with that sort of thing.
Gotcha.
I guess that'd be my perfect layout.
So what you're saying is you would leave that up to the players to decide, but to bring it as something that they can take them down the Ender Dragon with, as long as they have high end gear and stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like
So
it is based on personal preference as well, because obviously some people handle different weapons separately. Like my weapon of choice in Minecraft is the trident, because you do get two forms of it. Plus, it's a very heavy hitter.
Gotcha.
I'd say that, like, just on the back of that, I think the beauty of that fight is the fact that Minecraft always gives you unlimited options as to how to handle a situation, how to do something. From how you survive the night on your first ever time, like being on survival Minecraft, to how you work out the fine-tuned pieces of architecture on creative and stuff like that. And so I think that final fight with Ender Dragon, that's such an important moment, because that accumulates all of your right. Let's just do it our way, and then just really says, right, this is us doing it our way as a team. That's such a fantastic moment, I think.
Yeah, because obviously, it doesn't matter how you start or when you start it. Like when all your friends are just all on at the same time, you have a little town built. You're all trading. You're all getting books, and then all your team finds like, wow, like, are we actually ready to go do this thing? And then you're like, yeah, let's do it. It can either go horribly wrong or horribly right. You can either go through the portal and fall off the map and lose everything, or you can go through the portal and boom, you're there staring down a dragon.
Yeah. What a dragon it is.
Oh yeah. Because I know they were thinking of bringing out another dragon. It was like a red one, wasn't it? A red ender dragon.
All right.
Yeah, for the actual overworld instead of the end.
That'd be very, very cool. And I think that if they do that, that'll be a massive bonus to the game, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
So I think the overworld needs more sort of boss mobs. Like that.
Frank, yeah. Next question then, Frank.
All right. So this is a bit of a political discussion. If you guys are open to that.
Oh no, go for it. I'm very
All right, Charlie, are you open to that?
Yeah. I just think, let's try not to get ourselves assassinated. That's about it.
All right. So, what are your thoughts on Nash getting disbarred from Minecraft over what he said and stuff like that? What are your thoughts on that? If you don't mind.
Personally, from my perspective, Notch is the creator of Minecraft.
Correct.
So he should be
honored and celebrated.
Yeah, he should be safe. Surely, I mean, surely that safety does come with a limit in itself, but I'm not familiar with the reasonings as to why he's been disbarred. Why has this happened with him?
I'm not going to go into that too much tonight, but
okay, yeah, fair enough.
It's been a while since I researched the reasons why Notch was disbarred, but I feel that he is the creator of Minecraft, and his temples and stuff that's within the game should be honored. You know what I'm saying? Even if he does have outlandish views on things, So,
yeah.
Do you guys agree with me on that? Or do you guys disagree? And if you guys disagree, please respectfully state why you disagree, if that makes sense. So,
no, happy to see the fact that ultimately, if he's been disbarred for a logical reason, of course, surely there would have been sense made in that disbarring. I mean, but then again, we do see nonsensical things happen all the time across the gaming community for many different reasons. So It's a case by case basis in my personal opinion. But yeah, Josh, what do you think?
Um, Obviously, I do share a close opinion to you guys on about Notch. Obviously, because like I remember on the original Xbox version, you would see his name pop up on the loading screen. How it always had a funny slogan or phrase, and you're like, oh, who's Notch? And then I think every young kid was like always so involved in who he was. And I think if he's been disbarred, obviously no doubt for a reason in particular, or who knows, it only might be for an unjust reason, because I have noticed the certain aspects of the gaming community can be quite sensitive and probably a little bit too sensitive at some times, which can cause the backlash of most good games and good content now.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Right. So, Charlie, next
Hmm.
session I would like to talk about Notch and why he was disbarred from the community of Microsoft and other things. Would you be willing to do that with me on the next podcast?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah,
All
that'd be a
right.
good episode.
All right, cool. But we're not going to do that for the next couple of podcasts because I might have a
Exactly.
real life friend that's coming in. So,
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be doing my research in the meantime so that I can,
all right.
But yeah,
So, Charlie, do you have any questions for Jryan or Jryan that you want to
got
ask him
you.
at this time?
Yeah, yeah. Bang on. So in terms of course, moving slightly away from games, then,
Cool.
sort of, uh, are there any sort of TV series or movies or new game releases, anything like media related that you're like really looking forward to, like
Oh,
seeing moving forward?
oh. You've got I've got quite a range of things I'm looking forward to. Like, I know at the moment I'm watching my two TV series. I'm watching Supernatural. I know, what a classic,
Yeah.
on Prime Video. I finished watching my anime called Bleach, which is quite an old.
Oh, I know Bleach. I've heard of that years ago from a friend.
Oh yeah, it's definitely an old TV series, because they released the second part to it called Bleach: A Thousand Year War, which is more of a recent thing, which carries on from the Bleach storyline, um, and all that. Uh, but you say looking forward to, as well as, I've recently got into watching as well two TV series. One called Hell of a Boss and Has Been Hotel.
Yes, absolutely. Something that I also want
Um,
to get into myself as well.
oh yes, like started off as a single pilot of Hell of a Boss by the creator named Vizzy Pop, who had created this whole entire demonic world for us, and I think it has such an intriguing storyline on how it paints hell as the victims, and hell, and heaven as the sort of antagonists. Obviously, because we've always seen it as heaven being so good, so pure, and obviously hell is always evil. But I think this kind of flips the tables a little bit, which I don't think many people have done successfully, and the fact they've done it so successfully and made us feel sorry for hell, and obviously this and the seven rings and what it all stands for, um, and I believe these two series definitely have encapsulated that, and obviously being the new release of, I believe, Hell of a Boss new seasons are getting released, and Has Been Hotel, which on Prime Video, which is going to be season, I think, 2 or 3. I think it's season 2. Um, Hopefully to be released some point this year. Don't know when. We're still waiting on content for that.
Right. That's some actually pretty extensive coverage right there. Well done. Like, yeah, like that's really quite interesting. Of course, from what you said to me before about Husband Hotel and Hell of a Boss, definitely worth a watch. Um, So
Yeah, definitely. Because I don't even have small time acts in it in a way. Like they started introducing like songs within Has Been Hotel. I mean Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss. But you get to see a shift in the songs that have been sung in Hell of a Boss to Has Been Hotel, which is the more recent one. Obviously, same universe, but from different perspectives. Uh, Has Been Hotel is from lots of the higher ups of Hell, like Lucifer, his daughter Charlie, and how they battle against the idlers,
I
the
got a
visions of
question for
heaven.
you.
mm.
Have you ever
Um,
seen Good Omens or something?
I've seen a couple of the Good Omens with the actor who played that.
David Tennant.
It
Yeah,
was a great.
David Tennant.
It was a great movie series that touched on whether or not heaven or hell existed. There were like two characters that were good and evil that coexisted with each other, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think that would be right up your alley, you know. So
I think it's always a spicy subject for a, especially something in the media to approach subjects of religion and whatnot. Heaven and hell. That's a religious subject. However, they do it in Has Been Hotel, Hell of a Boss, Good Omens. Also, there was another The Good Place as well that also approached it as well. I watched that and was very very good. Um, and many other things as well. From my background in music theatre, of course, Jesus Christ Superstar, it all just approaches religion in a way in which is more accessible, but it is often it often gives the the story from another perspective, and that's such a wonderful thing to do, you know.
see, and that's
Mm.
not a lot of that's a thing that not a lot of TV stories do well. They don't
Mm,
give perspective from the other side. It's always one sided, and you just have to kind of believe in what the
exactly.
protagonist side does rather than the antagonist side does, you know? So,
Mm. Okay, yeah. So Joshi, so moving forward, is there anything that you particularly want to talk about or mention? Is there anything that you feel that you would like to talk about in like recent gaming news, or in terms of any communities that you would like to show some recognition towards, or just anything. This is your time just to go all out and just sort of just like say
I mean,
something.
the sort of with the gaming sort of thing, I believe I'm looking forward to the showcase on the 9th
Yeah,
on Xbox. Hopefully, they're going to release sort of some sort of coverage for Gears of War 6.
yeah.
I do hope. Because I used to play with a few of my mates on that competitive. Yeah, I might not have been the greatest at it, but being such a competitive game, especially with all the rank systems, um, that is expected to be leaked in the showcase on the 9th of June, which I'm looking forward to. Um, and the potential arrival of the new Halo game as well.
Yeah.
Due to the devs apparently giving up on Halo Infinite because I don't know why, they just dropped it. No more new content as they've scrapped the potential DLCs that are coming out for it.
Have you seen there's a new trailer for Black Ops 6?
Black Ops 6. Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
I heard the zombies got added to it because come on, everyone plays Black Ops for the zombies because the people who play Black Ops for the multiplayer, yeah, definitely like the multiplayer, but let's be real, everyone goes to the zombies at some point and stays there most of the time, especially with the storyline and the Easter eggs and just the addictive nature of it.
I couldn't agree with you more.
can I ask a question real quick?
Go ahead.
Jryan, have you ever played the Metal Gear Solid series or anything like that?
Uh, yes, I have.
You
Did you
have?
play Splinter Cell at one point?
You played
Oh,
Splinter
I
Cell?
did. Oh yeah, on like the DS. Yikes. I mean, even then, that was. difficult as hell on the DS. Like I remember playing it, I was dying like all the time. You know, when you're on your car journeys all the way down the country, and you're sat there and you have to be stealthy, and while everyone else in the car's like, you just gotta sit there and just be like, hey, I'm trying not to get killed by someone. Yeah, I haven't dabbled it a lot, but like I've played obviously Rainbow Six Siege, which I think might relate to that.
Oh, I played that for a while. Yeah.
Which is also another very competitive game mode and game.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
but to be fair, Siege. Wow, I remember buying that when it first came out. 'Cause I remember playing the OG when I was little, playing like stuff like Ghost Recon and
Yeah.
Rainbow Six Vegas and just Rainbow Six and camping in corners with an XM shotgun. Like well, back in the day. What a like fond experience which sticks in my mind to this day.
Yeah, was it Ghost Recon on Rainbow Six that we used to play all the time, but it was always the same mission?
It was Ghost Recon 2 or something like that. And was it Ghost Recon Jungle Warfare?
I think it was Ghost Recon Jungle Warfare because
Yeah,
you started off in like a field or like an open plains. You got to make your way to a building, but you have to hide behind different bollards or kind of
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah, in the same way we used to play on the N64 with James Bond GoldenEye as well. Someone had to play Natalia. It was normally you or Mikey. And
Are you talking about from the Nintendo 64 Bond?
yeah,
Holy crap, I haven't played that in ages,
Yeah.
but I missed that game.
yeah, James Bond GoldenEye. What a game!
Oh, heck yeah.
No. Yeah, but yeah, okay. So pressing forward then, because this has actually been really, really interesting, just to be able to, have this sort of conversation. Is there anything, or that Frank you would like to ask Joshua here?
Yes, I do. What do you think
Good.
of the
Go ahead.
GoldenEye speed runs that have been kind of circulating online at this time? Since
Oh, what in games or just in certain content of games?
in general. So,
Oh, speedrunning. I think speedrunning. There is a good aspect to it because obviously players in the community get to see the content that obviously is at the end of the speedrunning content. Like let's say, I wonder what happens at the end of this DLC, or I wonder what happens at the end of this expansion. And all you have to do is see someone speedrun it, cheesing like the boss or cheesing the whole entire level just so they can get the best pinnacle loot. Then it patches for everyone else.
so do you believe it's one of those things where people speed run just to show people the end content? Or do you believe it's one of those things where people want
I
to
believe
get...
it's also a flex as well.
Yeah, so you believe it's a flex, more or less, then. Alright.
Yeah, especially with more games that it seems harder to do it on, like Destiny 2, for example, like raids and dungeons. People show you best way to cheese the bosses, or they use eager edge swords to like teleport across the map, just ruin the whole entire encounter for other players, and then get all the best stuff, and you're there like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go find a raid team, and then when you try and go find a raid team, everyone's like, know what to do, and you're like, oh, I'm still a noob, can you please teach me? And then people are just impatient. I think for speedrunners on games like that, it just ruins the fun of everyone getting there at the same point, or getting there as a team, or getting there legitly, because it's probably an unpopular opinion, but trying at a game and obviously failing at it, that's probably a fun part for me, because then you get the competitive drive and spirit to play the game more and be like, wow, I really want to get better at this because I'm
Not
pretty
to
ass.
mention that you get the will and drive to actually want to succeed at a game. It's like one of those
Yeah.
things where Like you can try and fail, but you're always learning on a new way to potentially succeed, and you may find a way to succeed in the game that the game was not intended to succeed. You know, so there's many
Hmm.
different ways to approach a situation, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, what game have you found the most difficult that you wanted to complete but you couldn't because you couldn't understand the mechanics, or you
Hmm.
just wanted to do it your way and you just couldn't find the solution? Have you had a game like that in your lifetime?
Ooh, it is very hard and it is very rare for me to find a game that I obviously don't know how to play. But it is like to be good at a game and to know mechanics of it, like inside and outs to the point you can be good. That's another story. Like I'm currently getting into League of Legends on PC, and there's a lot of things that you can learn with that game, which you can just be completely oblivious. It's a complete strategy game, like with Halo Wars 1 and 2. Great games, but you got to think in the long term. But you've also got to have the patience to learn it as well. Like it's a good game to learn, but a hard game to master. If that makes sense.
See, and that's what I find most intriguing with games. It's easy to learn, but a hard game to master. You know, and that's where I find people want to learn the game, but they just don't have the patience for it, and that's what I find 90% of the time. So,
Yeah, because a lot of games get obviously neglected or missed out on because people like die for the first boss for the first time. They're like, oh no, I don't like this game. Like, oh, the amount of many times I raged in Borderlands game franchise. Obviously, Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2, Borderlands 3, Borderlands the pre-sequel, um, Tales of Borderlands because of the mechanics, the loot, the guns. The amount of times I was like no, well I almost killed a boss as like a single shot away,
it's
I
like,
almost
why
killed
couldn't
it.
I complete this task? It's like one of those
Yeah,
things. Is it armor? Is it guns? Is it the ability to do damage, or is it like, do I need a healing abilities? It's like one of those things where it's always keeping you thinking, and not many games are able to do that, except for Borderlands. You said.
I mean Borderlands is one of them. But I said it's been a while since I've played the Borderlands franchises because it kind of dried up for me after a little while because the after the release of Borderlands 3 content kind of went downhill, and then obviously tons of content got released at once. Um, for other players, like, I think got made free for some time, but I guess once you start getting involved with games like World of Warcraft, very time consuming game. Ark Survival Ascended now, Star Wars Battlefront, Destiny 2, very cosmetic sort of time consuming games. You sort of lose the patience, I guess, to try and strive for games that set you on a divine path forward, like Borderlands. It's very storyline and side quest based.
Gotcha. All right. So Charlie, any questions from you at this point?
I mean, so sort of moving forward, I think this has been a really interesting opportunity to understand your like interests in TV, gaming, and whatnot. Um, so I think just sort of tell us more about yourself then, Jeffy. Like, who are you? Sort of uh, what sort of person are you?
um, I mean, that is quite a broad question. Who am I? Huh.
Go
Um,
on.
I'll so try not to say that. Who am I?
Like,
You know,
do you have any
I,
hobbies? Do you have any things that you're fixated on? What like kind of
oh
things?
yeah, I'm fixated on a lot of things at the moment. Obviously, I've recently got my own puppy. Um, I'm in university currently.
What are you
In,
studying in the university?
I'm currently studying a bachelor's of architecture.
Oh yeah, because you like Ark and all those other games and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. I guess it was a fraction of my inspiration of why I also realized I wanted to be an architect. Because
Yes.
I had the game in sort of childhood to see all these amazing and fantastic sort of futuristic esque sort of, but also historical buildings as one, which has inspired a lot of my architectural thinking. Because as everyone knows, growing up, going to college, school, the university, everyone is defined by the path they take in life and the traits they pick up along the way and the different aspects of their life they shape into their own standing. And I believe, therefore, for any type of creative sort of mindset course or degree or um, very professional lifestyles, your life can be simply shaped by a simple decision on what you choose.
Very, very true. Yeah, very, very true.
Yes, which inspired obviously my passion for architecture and the built environment. Like as a whole, it's not exactly the easiest degree in the world, but it is rewarding once you start noticing that you can design a building from nothing and you get to have all the practicality behind it. But it's as says a lot of people get a lot of confusion half the time when it comes to architecture. It's one of those degrees that people say they can do it until they start doing it.
Right.
I remember on my course, uh, my my course when it first started in year one, there was 110 students, and since the end of first year, I believe half the class dropped out. Now we have around about 50 to 60 students left in our course in year two because of the idea of it's too difficult, they can't do it, it's stress, it's lifestyles, and it takes a type of resilience, I guess, to crack a difficult type of course, especially with a mindset of when you're constantly getting criticised for your work. And I guess if you constantly being raised on criticism and sort of that competitive nature, as I said, from gaming, you kind of get used to that feedback. Even if you've done a brilliant job on what you think you've done correctly,
There's always
You
someone
can
that
always
can
give up,
roast
you
you.
know?
There's
yeah,
always someone that can roast you on what you did wrong, what you did right. There's always that someone that will, take you to your next level if you let them, or if you decide to, you know, let them beat you down. It's one of those things. So,
yeah. I guess it is one of those things, and you tell me who I am as a person, and it's like a lot of my mindset is very creative based and sort of I say gaming, art, but I do also like my sentimental values in life as well, like history, obviously my English, my sciences, also my sort of calm and collective nature about the world we live in, you know? And I think if you look at the world in a certain view from not just a narrow pointed sort of view, you get the whole entire picture, you know? And I feel like if people took a step back once in a while and looked at the world in two sides, good and bad, assess the situation, people would be like, we aren't really moving back or forward, are we? We just stay in the same place half the time, or not even moving anywhere because we're so transfixed on what we want to do, we never really put ourselves where we are now.
and
And that's
we never learn what other people want to do, and we never find those opportunities to where, hey, I want to do this. Do you want to do this? And can we meet in a neutral position to where, hey, we're helping each other out? Or can we de- develop a relationship later down the road to, hey, you know, you never know what kind of opportunities you get down the road unless you actually talk to people about what's going on, you know? So,
I think the mentality that you have, Griffey, is really poignant and very, very valuable. And I think those that will view this moving forward will probably get quite a lot of benefit out of what you just said, actually. So give yourself a pat on the back for the fact that actually, nice one, like, like it's so important to be able to look at the world in the bigger picture. People lose the bigger picture.
Yeah, because obviously, especially with the world we live in now, obviously everyone is stressing about obviously money, jobs, sort of where we're going to be in like a year's time or what we're going to be in probably even a month's time. And like I said before, we always look too far to the horizon, and we just never take a step back and appreciate what we have now. Yes, it sometimes might not be a lot, and it probably is not as good as it used to be, but at least we've still got what we have, you know. Um,
What a
and
fantastic
all
way
right, if I
to
may
be.
interject here real quick, sorry for the interjection, but we're coming up to our time where we need to plug in some news at this point.
Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, Joshi. So moving forward, of course. So if you want to plug in any gaming news you're excited about, any communities that you're proud to be part of, just anything in terms of what's going on with you right now. Like just tell us about anything that you're excited about moving forward, and just plug some communities, plug some games you're excited
ooh,
about.
I tell you what I am looking forward to. I said if it gets released, I am looking forward towards um, hopefully Gears of War 6 or Marcus Spears Collection getting announced, and obviously I can't wait to be part of the esports community again for that. Obviously, its competitive nature, its fiery aesthetics, it's great. Like I'm looking forward to that. Also, I'm looking forward to the Xbox Showcase where hopefully all these new content will be released. Obviously the 343 Industries as well, with hopefully the new release of the new Halo game, and obviously the forever growing expansion of the Star Wars franchise as well, especially with getting the new series on Disney Plus of Acolyte come along. And so there's a lot with communities, and especially the Destiny 2 community at the moment, because Destiny 2 is currently in downtime for 24 hours due to the release of the final expansion for the game, which is the final shape, um, which will be live. I think now by now standard, in 15 to 16 hours, it's going to be live where the community is already getting hyped and ready for the release of Facing the Witness. And after that, we're not going to have any more expansions for Destiny 2. We're just going to have episodes, which I'm also looking forward to.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And to leave our viewers with, of course, because you've been able to put forward some very, very sage ways of saying things, is there any advice to potential gamers or people who have heard you speak about the things that you enjoy and the gamer that you are? Is there anything that you would like to say moving forward as like a little bit of advice for the future? What would you say as to future potential gamers who want to be involved in the same things that you've been involved in?
I would say there is some good advice for potential gamers is obviously play what you enjoy. Play it because you have a passion for it. Don't play it because everyone else are screaming at you to play it. Because only you sort of like know what you really like. And yeah, you might suck at a game. You might not be the best. But as long as you have a few mates that you can have a laugh with, have a joke with, you know, don't take gaming so seriously. As I said, it's meant to be a place that the people and the community can go to escape their everyday issues in life. It's not meant to be another chore upon everything else that we already face.
I couldn't have said that better myself. Don't take gamers seriously. If you get offended by something we say, just bring it up to us. We'll handle it, and we sort of ourselves out among each other. You know what I'm saying? So just
Yeah.
don't take anything we say seriously, because it's just one of those things. One thing might be said, and 3 days down the road it could be forgotten, and it'd be like, hey, we're best friends again. So
Okay, so yeah, and that concludes this interview. Really, thank you so much to yourself, Joshi, Jryan,
all right.
and of course to yourself as well, Frank, for also being present here to answer the questions. And this has been really, really eye-opening in just another experience of how we, as a community, as a channel, as a way of moving forward, are able to experience how we all experience the world of gaming. Thank you very much.
All right, closing in 3, 2, 1, now.